Hi guys, Kaiser here, and welcome back to the Age of the Ring mod for The Lord of the Rings, The Battle from Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King. We find ourselves on a map called Jolly Holland, which is another name for Eregion. Eregion's kind of that region in The Lord of the Rings where early in the first book, first film, where the Fellowship is trying to climb over the snowy mountain of Carraras, however you pronounce that place, and they get knocked off, and then they have to go to Moria, right? Well, that's where they find themselves, our two opponents. In the, I guess the gray or the dark green, we have a player named Hegemony, playing as Isengard, up against, in the green, another player named Badger, Badger playing as Gondor. Hegemony versus Badger. And let's take a look at our early builds here. We have 3 furnaces coming up for Isengard, and then a barracks. A clan steading. So we're going to see some men of... Oh, why am I blanking on the name? We're going to find out in a second, aren't we? I want to say Men of the East. I know that's not right. Wow, 2 of them! Early barracks coming up for Isengard. Not 1, but 2, so early pressure coming in. Meanwhile, Gondor player has a single barracks up. Linhir Spearman coming out. So I suppose Gondor is expecting a warg push. Oh, what are the names of these guys? Dunland! I knew it started with a D. Wildmen of Dunland coming out. 1 swordsman unit, I guess you'd say. Although I don't know if these are swords or not. There's like swords and scythes and anything the men of Dunland can get their hands on. And then spearmen. Swords and spears. Swords and spears. And I don't see anything else in the way of buildings, like resources, so he's just going all in on this early push. I bet you Gondor will not expect this. Okay, well, we have Lambadon Clansmen out. This is a early Tier 1 Gondor swordsman unit, so they should be able to go toe-to-toe against the single group of wildmen. Huh. Okay. Yeah, these spearmen getting absolutely chopped up. Spearmen versus spears, swords versus swords. I want to say this is working for Gondor. Now, to be fair, Gondor did just lose their farm. That is a loss of early resources, which of course can create kind of a snowball effect. And here we go, more wildmen from Dunland moving into raid. The Battle from Middle-earth 2 is one of those games where the fighting starts off right away. I don't think I know of any other strategy game where it is so consistently the case that pressure gets put immediately on your opponent. So often. Just every replay I've ever seen of this game, the fighting begins right away. And the buildings go down so quickly. I will admit, I actually, this is something that I do wish was not the case. I tend to prefer games where the structures have a little bit of resiliency to them, and you have to commit a little bit in order to actually get them to go down. Now, I don't claim to be a Battle for Middle-earth or an Age of the Ring expert. Maybe I'm missing something, but I do wish the resource buildings had a little bit more sturdiness to them. Clansmen of Lambadon moving in to support their brethren to fight off the Dunland hordes. Some tier 2 units here, yeah. I still don't see any more resource structures from Isengard. They're going all in on this push. Which I think if they're not able to close out the game, I don't think that'll work for them in the long run. Yeah, the farm has been rebuilt. Yeah, I'd say even in Age of Empires 3, and if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I cast Age of Empires 3 a lot. It's one of my favorite games of all time. But even in Age 3, I think that town centers and watchtowers, they're a little bit fragile, and I wish the game required a little bit more from the offensive player in order to actually knock down TCs and towers. I wish they were a little bit more of a threat. I don't want it to be the kind of game where you can just sit back and let your walls and your defenses do all the work. But I would tweak things a little bit more in favor of the defender. And here we actually see Gondor going on the offense. And that furnace will go down. Meanwhile, back in Gondor's base, this poor farm once again. Swordsman moving out. Wow. This is just raiding back and forth, each player taking advantage of the openness of the other. Let's take a look at the resources right now. Currently, Gondor has full pop and about 400 command points. So the command points, it's not just the population limit, but it gives you a sense at a glance of how strong the economy is. Right? So if we were to compare, Isengard at 550 command points means they're probably producing some more resources. They're getting a little bit more out of their furnaces than Gondor is from its farms. Archery range coming up for Gondor. I like this move. This is a good one. Meanwhile, Isengard in trouble. Yeah, he is picking up some pretty significant resources here. I guess they both are floating about 1,000 gold. The blacksmith here for Gondor. It's going to go down before he can research any techs out of that. That's a shame. Meanwhile, in the middle, I don't even know what to... How do you cast this? Oh, that's how you cast it. Isengard, wargs coming in to help mop up the infantry. In this game, cavalry is extremely powerful. You can use them to just move over and stampede over enemy units. And as long as they're not spearmen, the cavalry would do a very good job. But if you are an ill-fated cavalry unit and you march right into a line of waiting spears, it's very devastating. Oh, a hero on the field, Forlong. A man of Gondor. Let's take a look at his abilities. Fiefdom troops near Forlong earn experience faster. Forlong deals knockback and gains 50% damage and 25% movement speed for 30 seconds. And then at level 7, he empowers a friendly hero, granting them 50% armor, 50% faster XP, and 75% faster power recharge time for 30 seconds. Very cool. Yeah, you need to, if you're Isengard here, you've got to do something to change this, because right now, I dare say, Gondor has the momentum. The population right now is favoring Gondor. The resources are favoring Gondor. Who are these guys here? Lossonok Axemen. If I'm not mistaken, Axemen units do bonus damage to structures. I may be mistaken about that, but we might be seeing Gondor go for the win. Meanwhile, what do we have over here? You've got to give Hegemony credit. He's continuing to put pressure on his opponent's base even as he is being attacked. I really like that move. If you cannot take a straight-on fight, then cause chaos. Oh. Hello. Gondor's hit the Imperial Age and a trebuchet is out on the field. Okay. Yeah, this is a tier 2 furnace on its way to tier 3, but not if the Treb can finish its work. one more shot here. Meanwhile, just taking a look at the Wildmen. I hear Lurtz. He's a classic. Where are we at? Where is Lurtz? Oh, here he is. Okay, all right, here we go. Back over the trib. There he is. There's Lurtz. Let's take a look. Now, Lurtz obviously was part of the original game, but if I'm not mistaken, we will see some changes and a rework on this hero. Let's take a look here. There we go. Where'd you go? Oh, he's hiding right in there. There we go. All right. So you can still toggle between bow and sword. Leader of the Hunt. Uruk-hai near Lurtz gain additional damage and armor. Can be cast on enemy heroes to track their movement for 60 seconds. Seems very appropriate given Lurtz's role in the movie. Relentless Warrior. Lurtz gains additional damage, armor, and deals splash damage for 20 seconds. Can only be used with sword equipped. With each level gained, damage is increased even further, up to a maximum of 200% level. Pin an enemy hero in place for 15 seconds. At rank 8, instills fear into nearby enemies. Can only use with the bow equipped. So you got to pick between Relentless Warrior and Cripple. Makes sense. And then finally at level 10, Uruk Chief. Lurtz is clad in thick armor, permanently gain 50% additional armor. Pretty cool. Obviously a very strong anti-hero hero, right? And I haven't mentioned this, but we have seen a tech switch from Isengard moving from the Wildmen of Dunland into that Uruk-hai army. Very appropriate. Very lore appropriate. But will it be enough to actually win this? Well, I will say he has, stopped the siege. What do we have here? We have these axemen going to town. They have brought down the forge. The furnace, I should say, goes down. We have more wargs coming out. Meanwhile, what's going on back in Gondor's base? We have a market coming up, increasing the resources from farms by 12%. Now, here's my question. How many farms does Gondor have? Is that really enough farms? I don't know that it is. Now, I don't know the numbers. I see 5 farms on the field. But just generally in strategy games, when you have a force multiplier like this,
at your command.
You want a certain number of resources. You want a certain number of buildings down first before you get some, farms produce 25% more resources. Typically better to just get down more farms first. Look at this. Wow. Archers moving in. Absolutely. Boromir. Oh no. Knife throw. Horn of Gondor. Captain of the White Tower. For Gondor. And I can't even get to the last one before he goes down. You have to go back and pause the video to actually see what those abilities do, because that hero is not long for this world. I want to say that was wargs versus spearmen. Not a good fight for Isengard, but the wargs seem to have pulled back, and that's freezing rain. Covers the map in rain for 3 minutes and gives enemy units 25% less damage and 20% less armor. The momentum is on Isengard's side. What an incredible defense from Isengard to have turned the tide like this. Clearly, the tech switch to the Uruks really worked here. Now I see 875 command points for Isengard, 575, 600 for Gondor.
Spearmen of Linhir,
If Gondor can wait out 3 minutes, then Badger will be in a much better position to fight this. Don't engage while the rain's going. Just play defense.
The riders of Pen of Gelen stand ready to defend Gondor.
Level 4 Wildmen. Well, they go down. This poor farm up here. Yeah, the raids are just incessant from Isengard. Statue goes down. The statue of Gondor there provides a leadership bonus for surrounding units, which is great if you can fight that, but wow, that farm went down fast. What happened there? Whoa. Okay, this could make the difference. Penath Gelen Riders. Now, I do not see... Let me see. Are these Uruk-hai scouts? No. I don't see any spearmen from Isengard, and that could make a huge difference here. Especially... Here we go. Cavalry coming in from both sides. Wow, what a clash. A trebuchet for Gondor. I really don't like that this fight is taking place while the... I say while the rain is going. The rain has just stopped. But it looks like the momentum is still on Isengard's side. Pikes coming out from the Uruk pit. I love how this is a battle between Lurtz and Boromir. That's just hilarious to me. Actually, speaking of Boromir, we can look at his abilities now. So knife throw, throws a snipe at an enemy unit, knocking them back and reducing their armor by 20% for 10 seconds. Horn of Gondor, stun enemies with fear for 15 seconds. Captain of the White Tower, Boromir donning his Gondorian armor, giving additional leadership to units around him. Okay. For Gondor, targeted friendly units gain 33% more damage, 20% speed, and resistance to fear and terror for 30 seconds. And then Proud, Stubborn, and Strong give targeted units superior experience. Wow. So Boromir is really a powerful general type of hero unit. I mean, he's giving a lot of XP and armor to allied Gondorian units. Whereas Lurtz, I think, his function is to be an anti-hero unit. I'm scared for Gondor here. Isengard has 900 command points on the field out of a max of 1,000. Whereas Gondor here only has 550. I don't think the Siege Workshop stays up, but...
Your lord has big energy reserve in his midsection.
There you go. 4 long. Taking a lot of fire, that hero unit.
This axe is getting heavy.
Boom. Down. No way this stays up. Take it down. That's cool. That's a highlight moment right there. No. No. Oh no. What is this? Cavalry moving in on the back line here. Swan Knights of Dol Amroth. Very cool. Now, I've got to be able to... I cannot believe this Siege Workshop, with its 2 health or whatever that is actually still standing. I don't know who actually won that. So, we went from 900 to 760. Like 140 down. And it was, what, 500 to... You know, I'll give Gondor credit just for staying in the fight. But I don't... This is scary. I think the Knights here might be the secret sauce needed. If there's any way Gondor pulls it out, it's going to be with the Knights. But again, this rain. What you want to do if you're Gondor, and I'm not able to pull up the power menu for Gondor, but every civilization has its own weather power. So we see here the freezing rain for Isengard. There is a similar weather function for Gondor, and whoever activates their power second will cancel out the power of the first. So if Gondor had gone with the warm sun, or whatever it's called, right?
No flowers grow on my belly just yet.
Then, okay. Yeah, this is... I like the choice of the ballista here. Saruman. The Lord of Orthanc. Close range attack that blasts enemies back. Oh, no. No. Oh! And just immediately goes up to level 5. Unlocking Fireball, which, pretty explanatory. Speechcraft. And you know what? Because of the freezing rain, that blast was enough to kill. Normally they'll have some HP left, but not when coupled with freezing rain. Where did Isengard go? Where did Saruman go? Here we go. Speechcraft, giving targeted units excellent experience, right? Redhorn's Wrath. Strike a powerful lightning bolt against targeted enemies. Nice. Voice of Kurmir. Gain control of targeted enemies for 30 seconds. Very nice. Which I believe is very similar. I think some renames to be more lore vibrant. But I think functionally Saruman serves the same function as he did in the base game. 16 power units available here for Gondor. I just don't see... I'm sorry, what?
Spearmen of Lynn here, at your command.
The Wrath of Karadras, which is so appropriate on this map, right? Summons an avalanche that will damage enemies and put out fires. That's hilarious. And here come the Knights of Dol Amroth trying their best. No way is this enough. The Knights do take out the siege. Okay, I gotta give them that. No way can you actually repel this attack. Wargs coming in as reinforcements. Nope. There goes the fort. Yeah, but they have picked up your trio. You're in the middle of his base. Come on, man. Saruman down. That's got to count for something. 298 command points on the field for Isengard versus 184 for Gondor. I've got to admit, and these are elite units. Do I think that Gondor can pull this back? No, I don't. I would be shocked if Gondor could somehow pull this back, but gotta give him credit. You know, he's still fighting. What can the Knights do against that, though? Spears. Many, many, many spears. Wildman Spearmen, Uruk-hai Spearmen.
Take them this
No.
way.
No. Good flank, though.
Lend to Gondor's call.
Good flank by the Gondorian.
Move out.
And a citadel being rebuilt, a fortress, I should say.
This way, Lancer.
Boromir leading a desperate defense. Again, how lore appropriate is that?
We bring spears.
Lambadon
from
clansman.
Right.
Spearman of, okay, good. Gondor is spearman of his own.
Tear down this evil blade.
Unbelievably, Gondor actually has more command points on the field than Isengard. Now, Isengard has double the maximum amount of command points. But as far as units actually on the battlefield, it's actually Gondor's, which is insane. This game makes no sense. What? Can he do it? Can Badger actually pull this off? No way. We have a new hero, Prince Imrahil. Fair Lord. Fiefdom and Dol Amroth units near Imrahil gain 33% more damage and 32% more armor. Okay. Unscathed. Imrahil becomes immune to range damage, gaining 100% damage, 10% speed, and is resistant to knockback for 20 seconds. What a powerful tank unit you would be. Okay, back over here. Inspiration. All allied troops near Imrahil earn double XP for 60 seconds. Imrahil and nearby cav, including Swan Knights, gain additional armor. Less crush deceleration, which means they don't take so much damage from spearmen for 20 seconds. Imrahil must be mounted to use it. Okay. Freezing rain on the field for Isengard.
Cleanse these lands. Evil.
Whoa. We have a level 25 power. I believe that's level 25. On the field for Gondor. The Return of the King. Summons King Elisar, accompanied by his royal guards. His guards are temporary, but the king lasts until he is killed. As you might imagine, Elisar, aka Aragorn, aka Strider, is an extremely powerful unit. And I'm going to be keeping my eyes on the battlefield to watch the king show up. I cannot believe Gondor's actually pushing this back. We have a citadel up. We have the buildings. And let me see. Okay, so Isengard has more command units on the field right now, but Gondor's units appear to be higher quality. There it is. There it is. Level 10 Elisar. He can mount or dismount. Oh! He is used to fulfill your oath, summoning an army of oath breakers that will kill and terrify anything in its path. That's going to be huge, considering Isengard had a massive orc on the field. Uruk-hai. Estel. Allies near Elisar gain additional damage, armor, and earn experience faster. Anduril. Flame of the West. Aragorn deals magic damage and splash damage when activated, granting extra fire damage, slowing enemies, and decreasing their armor. Hands of the King. Heals nearby friendly heroes and strengthens them by granting them armor. Wow. We have a combination of heroes and units. There, Boromir fighting side by side with this king. Ah, that's cool. Isengard is collapsing here. Only 190 command points, though, on the field right now for Gondor versus 670 for Isengard. Saruman on the field using Fireball. And we see kind of within the mass, the writhing masses of these infantry units going back and forth. We see a dance between the various hero units. Aragorn having to retreat, which makes sense. Alright, that Royal Guard unit, he's going to disappear shortly anyway. You might as well fight with him. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this game. This is a really, really impressive back and forth. I'm still worried for Gondor. Just even when Gondor's had the momentum, it's felt like Badger here has been fighting on the back foot the whole time. Oh wait, and even as I speak, Knights coming in. We do have spearmen, but these are level 10 units. This would have been a good time to use the Amroth for Gondor power. And you could have used that to smash through those spears. I think that might have been worthwhile. Okay, now once again, momentum is on Isengard's side. Heroes coming in, trying to do damage here. But Saruman is ready. And backing up. Oh, no, that's power. Back and forth. These knights are the reason why Isengard has not yet won this game. Wow. Isn't that sword good enough? Okay, we have corrupted ground being used here by Isengard, giving their units, let's see, additional armor, if I'm not mistaken. Tainted land, giving allied units additional damage and armor. And earning resources for kills. Let's take a look at the bank real quick. Never ignore the economy. 2,600 gold in the bank for Isengard. 8,000 resources in the bank for Gondor. And honestly, that scares me. I don't see any reason why you would be saving up 8,000 resources unless you're just not able to spend it. The Trebuchet putting in work. These units have extra armor thanks to the Tainted Land, so they're going to be a little bit sturdier than they otherwise would be, but not. I don't think it's enough to withstand these charges and the trebuchet blasts.
Break away!
Unbelievable. Great job. I'd say that the cavalry micro from Badger is his greatest strength here. Pulling back the units to heal up. He's not losing them. But instead, lets them heal up, lets them replenish, and then goes in for another charge. Forcing Hegemony or Hegemony, I guess, to, keep up the spear production. But, as these Swan Knights gain more and more XP, I'm telling you, this Amroth for Gondor power could be really decisive. I'm not sure what is knocking down these buildings so quickly. When I click on the structure, it has half health, and then it just disappears. And I know of no unit of Isengard's that could knock down a building that quickly. Let's take a look. Gondor now has 3,500 coin. Still quite a few resources.
At your service.
But at least they are being spent.
This way, Lancers!
Oh. That's Saruman, if I'm not mistaken, there with the lightning blast. And there's the firebolt. Fireball. Yeah. Wow. I was saying earlier how Saruman, it seemed like he wasn't changed, but that's not true. He did have a lightning blast both times, but you can see here, the lightning blast now is more like a tactical nuke. rather than this slow damage over time wave that it used to be, which makes him a stronger hero.
The White Swan does not falter.
Baragond, another Gondor hero on the field. I'll say this, more and more heroes being accumulated for Gondor and gaining XP. If Hegemony is not careful, if Gondor is allowed to build an army of level 10 heroes, he might be unstoppable. He might actually be able to push this back. And look, meanwhile over here, what on earth? I didn't even catch this. We have the Eagles have moved in, wiped out the Isengard fortress. And as long as that fortress is down, Isengard cannot use any special abilities. Unbelievable. I know this caught Hegemony by surprise, and I'll admit it caught me by surprise. I was not expecting that move at all. Badger suddenly taking a lead? Question mark? Certainly buying himself some breathing room.
Take them this way. Take the horses back.
And I like how now Badger is moving out, trying to probe for weaknesses,
Spearmen of Lydia,
raiding
at
wherever
your
he can.
command.
Now, as cool as that was, Isengard here is sitting on 15,000 resources. I'm assuming there's a builder somewhere, right? Yeah, now, if, and I don't know, this may have happened, if Isengard simultaneously, there it is, the beautiful light. Oh, what is this? The Messengers of Manwë, there we go, the Dwight here being summoned earlier. We have the Garden of Thillion being used. This is kind of Gondor's version of the Tainted Ground. Giving allied units 50 damage and becoming immune to fear and terror. Unbelievable. Wow. Farm goes down, but I don't think that makes a difference. Urukai crossbowman. I can't tell what this mark is. I'm guessing there's some kind of buff on them, but it does not matter. Alerts here. A level 10 alerts. Doing what he can. Also, as long as that fortress is down, he cannot build new heroes. You can't bring them back. Oh, how sadly appropriate. I believe that was Boromir dying to Lurtz's hand. I do not see a fortress coming back up. I believe that Badger simultaneously sniped the fortress and all of the builder units. And now, Hegemony is stuck in an infuriating situation. He has 22,000 resources in the bank. Let me see. Saruman is, I believe, the most expensive hero that Isengard possesses. Costs 4,000. So he could buy Saruman 5 times over with the resources in his bank. But for all that money, there's a choke point. He can't actually use any of it. I think this highlights a lesson that I've had to learn the hard way in strategy games, where it's great to build up your economy, get more and more money coming in. That's great. But then you've got to produce more production buildings. You can't be satisfied with 1 barracks, or 2 barracks, or 3 barracks. As you grow your economy, you've got to produce more and more. And he called it. Hegemony called the GG, and Badger pulling off an absolutely insane defense. What an amazing snipe. Giving him the win. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a wild Age of the Ring game. It really showed off some interesting strategies and back and forth from both players, from Isengard and Gondor. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed watching this and you want to see more Age of the Ring, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate that. And let me know in the comments below that you enjoyed it, what you want to see next from the Age of the Ring. Guys, I hope you enjoy the 5 Days of Kaiser. For now, this is yours truly, the Iron Kaiser, signing off. Have a great one.